Whether you voted for me or not, the thing that I promise to do is go to the United States Senate and fight every single day for the people of Ohio. Thanks to you, we get an opportunity to do just that. I will never forget the great people of Ohio. Thank you for this honor to serve you. I'll fight for you every day. God bless you guys, and thank you.
What a vital win there for J.D. Vance in Ohio as the red wave hit the blue rocks of the Democrat resistance, the blue rocks of abortion, in fact, and fear of Trump. And where are we at now? Let's cut to the chase and do the post-mortem afterwards, right? So we've got 4 Senate seats still up for grabs. The House is a lock. That's a win. So where are we at? Wisconsin? Well, Wisconsin we can take. Wisconsin looks good. We're doing well there, and it seems that we can secure that. The same applies for Nevada. Nevada looks good, and every opportunity that we're going to be able to take Nevada as well. So before we take a look at Arizona, what about Georgia? What about old GA? GA is headed for a runoff, which means another election in December. How would we do there? Well, if it did come down to that, if Arizona didn't come through and we were left with having to win in Georgia, we could do that. There's a libertarian who ran there in this election who took 1.5% of the vote, and that 1.5% would break heavily Republican. Every chance we could take Georgia if it came right down to it. So, unlike 2020, this is so razor thin, but the edge is in our direction at the moment and not in the other direction. So what about Arizona? Well, the outcome there is still up in the air. You got Blake Masters here, who was running on 45.9 with only 67% of the votes in, and the momentum there in our favour. Question is whether he can narrow. I think he still can. Either way, however, his fate is tied closely to that of Kari Lake, who's running for governor in the same election. And this issue of what went on with the voting machines and why 20% of them didn't work and all of the stuff around that is probably going to be litigated, and this is going to be some battle. So the fate of Arizona in the Senate is tied to the fate of Kari Lake in the governor's race. Do not write off Kari Lake, as she indicated last night.
We got to work in this system that we have right now. And as they continue to come in and our numbers go up, up, up like they did last time, when we win, first line of action is to restore honesty to Arizona elections.
Yeah, Kari Lake is still in the game, we're still in the game, and we got 2 shots to pull this off, Arizona and Georgia. So what happened? How come we didn't get the red wave? The polls all indicated that the vote was there. We had a wave, 60-40 in Florida. Obviously, there's an issue there with Hispanic vote. Elder Hispanics broke heavily and the youngers didn't. But what else was going on there? Well, was it thrown by the GOP, this election? John Fredericks had some really harsh words early this morning in his early show on Real America's Voice. Check it out.
It's not, right? We don't have a ground game. The RNC's got nothing, right? They got absolutely nothing. This is all on, we have to do this all on our own. The Democrats have a huge get out the vote. They have a huge ground game. They harvest ballots. They get people to vote. They pay people to drive into the polls. We don't have any of that. It's time for change at the RNC. If there's anything we can take from last night is Ronald Romney's got to go. The entire apparatus in there that doesn't do jack crap to get anybody elected. All they do is collect paychecks. They all got to go. Look, we've been pushing Precinct 2.0. If there was ever a day where you got to get up and get involved with your local Republican Party, it's today. And the reason why you got to get involved is you have to take this thing over because they can't win elections. I mean, what all this is on, to me, the RNC, they didn't get the vote out. They have no game day strategy. They have no early vote strategy. They don't have crap, right? They have nothing. right? They don't get the party together. You look at what happened here in Pennsylvania with Oz, and I'm going to go off on this. Not a single McCormick donor, not a single one, not a single McCormick China Wall Street donor gave a dime to Mem and Oz. Phil, not one dime. Kathy Barnett didn't endorse Oz until the final weekend and didn't do crap to help him. Where was the RNC there? Where was Ronald Romney? Where was the leadership? It didn't exist. It didn't exist, Phil. And if we're going to win this thing in 2024, we need change. There's a meeting at the RNC in January. I'm endorsing Kelly Ward for chairman. We need change. We got to have a revolt at the RNC. This is time to throw these people out. They haven't done crap in 5 years, and I'm done with them. We got to get rid of them, Phil, because they don't do anything. We're getting outmaneuvered by the game day voters, even on the Democratic side. Unbelievable. How Herschel Walker can run 8 points behind Kemp. Where's the RNC there? Where was the RNC in Pennsylvania? Where was the RNC in Arizona? They were nowhere to be found, Phil.
And the main reason you believe is abortion?
Yes, I think we were talking about this before. I think the fear of Trump and the fear of government overreach with abortion was a motivating factor for voters who might have been concerned about crime and the economy, but these two things kind of kept them from saying, oh, I think I'm going to go for the safe bet.
Blake Masters currently still in a race, but he is a Trump-backed candidate in Arizona. We know J.D. Vance was a Trump-backed candidate in Ohio, and he did win a substantial win. But Jason, you know who didn't win? Mastriano didn't win as governor's race in Pennsylvania. You know who didn't win? Don Bolduc, who was picked on Monday, and Dr. Oz didn't win with Fetterman.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag for Trump-backed candidates, and that's going to be part of the post-mortem.
Yeah, the Trump factor and the knives are out already for Trump, because a lot of this election hinged around this pivotal relationship. And yes, if Trump had been better advised, he perhaps should have shut the F up in the last 24 hours before the election in order not to scare off Dem voters, for whom that was clearly going to be a factor. So why did he do that? He did it out of a feeling that he's under pressure from Desantis, because Desantis is a real challenge. Wall Street loves Desantis. Desantis has got some interesting familial connections into London, which I'll explore in future videos. And that's why Trump felt he had to move against DeSantis. DeSantis then, yes, it's a terrific result, but he benefited from the elder Hispanic vote breaking his way heavily in ways that the younger Hispanic vote has not nationwide. So that's been a factor. And of course, two heavyweights like that on board in Florida. No wonder there was going to be a great result. Yeah. However, outside of Florida, Ron DeSantis doesn't play quite so well. He can't pull tens of thousands of people anywhere in the country like Trump can. But the battle for 2024 has been a factor in this and may have been pivotal. We'll see. It's all ahead of us, folks. The counting continues. 4 states up for grabs. We are odds on at the moment to secure control of the Senate. We'll see. I'll be back with more soon. Hope you can join me for that. And I'll have the latest on all the epic battles, no matter who they're between, as soon as possible. But now at 2 p.m. in London and 9 a.m. Eastern, this has been The Beautiful Truth with Fintan Dunn. I'll be back soon. Hope you can join me for that. See you soon.